Hello, what is up? This is Hussein Talib, host of the Success Grade podcast, streaming now on Amazon Music. Inspiring stories of entrepreneurs and business education to help you raise the standards to achieve greatness. Find and follow the Success Grade podcast in the Amazon Music app to get every episode now. Hello and welcome, Success Grade Nation, to this new episode of the Success Grade podcast with your host Hussein Talib. I have a very special guest today, Mark Cronin, and his co-founder, his son John, of John's Crazy Socks, a company with a mission to spread happiness. Is that the mission of the company, John and Mark?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you for having
Thanks so
us.
much.
Hopefully we
Awesome.
can spread some happiness with your listeners today.
Awesome. So, first of all, for the people who are listening, you need to know that John's son already was born with Down syndrome. Is that correct, John?
That is correct. And, we'll put that in some context, right?
Yeah.
So John here,
Yeah.
John, you're an entrepreneur
Yes, I am.
and you're now a sock tycoon
Yes.
and you're a public speaker
Yes, I am.
and you donate a lot of money. So you're a philanthropist
Yes, I am.
and you're an advocate because you speak up for people with different abilities.
Yes.
And you're an athlete
Yes, I am.
and a dancer.
Yes,
Well, really, do you like to do break dancing? I used
Oh,
to
he
do
loves
break
dance.
I do.
Yeah,
But
cool.
in addition to all that, he also happens to have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
So Down syndrome does not define John. What do you say about Down syndrome?
I have Down syndrome. Down syndrome never hold me back.
It does not.
Yeah, of course it does not. Because eventually, at the end of the day, the work that we did, the work we do defines us.
Yes.
Exactly. So tell us, how did the idea of the building a company around socks started with you both?
Well, it was John's idea, but we'll put it in context.
Yeah.
We're just over 5 years old. So go back to the fall of 2016. And where were you, John?
I was at a Huntington High School. I got to be in my last year of school.
He's in his last year of school, trying to figure out, what do I do next? And what were you looking at?
I look at job program and school. I don't like the option I don't like.
He didn't see anything he liked.
Mm.
And I don't know exactly how it is in Jordan, but in the US, that's unfortunately a common situation. There just are not enough good options
Yeah.
for people with differing abilities.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
John
yeah.
here, John, he's a natural entrepreneur. If you didn't see a job you wanted, what were you going to do?
I said, I want to create one. I want to make one.
You are going to make one. Well, that's a great message to whoever who is listening to this one.
Yes, it is a good message, right?
Yeah, of course.
Don't let it hold you back. And what do you tell me?
I said, I want to go. I want to go eat a dinner with my dad. A nice Father's Day dinner together.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that was
That's a
very
great
cool.
idea. Oh yeah, it's an amazing story actually.
John was the one who said we should sell socks,
Awesome.
right? But why socks?
White socks is fun, it's colorful, it's creative, and always let me be me.
We used to
Awesome.
drive around looking for these socks. He used to wear them all the time. So we figured if John loved them that much, surely other people would too.
Absolutely.
That's why we said, all right, let's go test the idea. So we went the lean startup route. We didn't go and get capital. We didn't do a lot of planning. We said, let's get something up and running and we'll see. We'll see how customers respond. So John, you already had the name.
Yeah, I got a name, I to our website.
We
I
built
got an
a
idea.
we built a website, got a little bit of inventory. The only marketing we did was to set up a Facebook page, and I would take out my cell phone, and we made videos. And Hussein, who do you think was in those videos?
I am.
John.
I talk about socks, one sock.
So that's what we did to get started.
Awesome. So let me get this clear. now I have seen the website. The designs there are awesome and very colorful. But I, from personal point of view, the market of socks is, I don't know if it's competitive or not in the US or whether worldwide, but didn't you think about that when you got started?
Here's what we figured. We did not do the analysis ahead of time. We said, let's get up and test the idea.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, the market was big enough to support somebody that would draw a connection.
Yeah, exactly. Especially they are very colorful. When I see in the website all of the designs, I'm going to ask you who actually designed these designs, but they are all very attention grabbing. You cannot. You it's like you want to see each individual one by itself to see how cool it is and big. And sometimes I think you might be in you don't know which one to pick because they are all colorful and cool looking.
Well, we started right with 37 different socks.
Cool.
How many different socks do we have now?
4,000 different kinds of socks.
4,000 different socks.
4,000 different designs and colors.
That makes John the owner of the world's largest sock store.
Well,
cool. And everybody here, we still sell other people's socks, but we now have a strategic partner who can manufacture our socks. And everybody here helps design and pick the socks that we're going to sell.
Cool. So, John, do you design the colors and the graphics on them, or who does that? Or do you have a team?
Many,
I did.
John designs many of the socks, and he approves all of the socks.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. So how does it being working together as a father and son? Do you have any problems with each other on decisions or everything going smoothly?
Together?
Yeah, Dad.
You like working with your father?
I do. I really like working with my dad. I gave him trainings and how he become me that I came a learning curve because I learned curve. I got a good lesson, a good learning from my dad.
I think Hussein, part of it is that we both believe in the mission and the purpose.
Yeah.
And since that's what we're focused on, everything else falls in line. Plus, we both know we need each other. I couldn't do this without John.
Cool.
But to be fair, I have 3 sons.
Do they help with the business?
Yeah. My they don't work with us in the business. My middle son did for a while. And then we decided, we should go our separate ways. Because even though I love him dearly, if he kept working here, you were going to find us both in a pool of blood on the floor with axes in our hands. Not every family can work. Not everybody in the family can work together.
Exactly. Sometimes not. Some people, some sons and daughters like to have their own path, I think. Yeah.
Yes, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. So the mission of John's Crazy Socks is to spread happiness. How do you find your customers responding to your merch and your designs and your socks? How do you feel the feedback?
We are very fortunate. We have, we love our customers. We work on creating customer experiences and building relationships with our customers for the long run. And the customers respond very strongly. We have very loyal customers, and they give us very positive feedback.
Cool.
Here's a couple of examples. We have over 29,000 5-star reviews, and 96% of all the reviews are 5-star reviews. We have a very high repurchase rate.
Cool.
We have a very high open rate on our emails. Are you familiar with the Net Promoter Score, the NPS?
Yeah.
If you're above a 60, you're doing well. Our Net Promoter Score is a 92.
Wow, that's cool. Amazing.
But we work very hard at that. Because we're a social enterprise and we have a social mission of showing what people with different abilities can do. And more than half our employees have a different ability. And because we have a giving back program, an extensive one, customers relate to that. And then we got to give them the goods, right? You got to have a great website, great selection. The products have to be great. The service has to be great. We do same day shipping. If an order comes in today, it's going out today. We do better shipping than Amazon. And Jeff Bezos over at Amazon, right? He's not putting a thank you note and candy in those packages. But John does. And then we're always looking to make a personal connection. So like I just said, every package gets a handwritten thank you note from John and a package of candy in it. And every package on the packing slip, you see the picture and the name of the person who packed your order. So when you get a package from us, you're not just getting socks. You're getting this little dose of happiness. Right? We're always looking for ways to connect to our customers.
Yeah, that's a great percentage. So the package has a candy bag from your company and the person who packages and signed from John. So these basically three additional things to the socks in themselves. Well, actually, I would say this is the first time I hear that a company has three additional. They are basically kind of when someone looks at it from afar, they could be a small thing to do, but actually these three things are actually phenomenal in business nowadays. Because as you mentioned earlier, it's about building relationships with your customers. And these are very intimate and close being with your customers.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Awesome. So you mentioned that you have in your workplace and your company that you have different abilities, people working with you. So how everything is combined together? How do you accept these people? Do you offer jobs on your websites? Do they see them? Do they know you? Do they know John? How do they get these jobs with your company?
So the recruitment for jobs starts before we have any openings. It's part of the marketing of letting people know what we're about and how we operate. So people are aware of that. Specifically, we host tours from schools and social service agencies. So people, they can come in and see what it's like to work here. And the social service agencies know what it's like to work here, what type of employees we look for. So when we do have an opening, we're able to reach out to those schools and social service agencies and say, okay, we have an opening now. Do you have good candidates for us? And we share on our social media, and our employees help recruit and bring people in. So by the time we start looking at candidates, we now have a large number of good and qualified candidates who know what we're about and they want to be here.
Can you share some of the experiences from people working with you?
Sure. We'll tell you one example. We'll give you an example of Thomas, right? So Thomas's mother called us up in October of 2017 and said, I hear you hire people like my son. I want you to hire my son. And our colleague said, okay, but we don't have any openings now. We'll let you know. We'll post it when we have an opening. Well, she called every day. And so I spoke to her and I said, tell me about your son, Thomas. She said, well, Thomas is in a bad way. He's a young man. He's in his early 20s, and he has autism. And he's very depressed. And we have trouble getting him to come out of his room. And he doesn't want to shower or shave. We can't get him to join any programs. And he hasn't spoken to his father in over 6 months. I said, oh, well, he sounds like a wonderful employee. And when we had an opening, we said, bring Thomas out. Because we had an opening, we do our own fulfillment here. We run our own pick and pack warehouse. what do we call our pickers, John?
Sock wranglers.
Sock wranglers. So Thomas came out and we offered him training, but to get the job, you have to pass the sock wrangler test, and which is pick 6 orders in 30 minutes or less. Well, Thomas, he passes that test as if he was put on this earth to be a sock wrangler.
Cool.
So today, how is Thomas doing? Well, he is showered and shaved and waiting at 6:30 in the morning for his father to drive him to work. And when he gets in here, the young man who wouldn't look at you or talk to anybody goes around and says good morning to everybody in the place. And be clear, so you can see how having the job became transformative for John.
Exactly, yes.
I mean, for Thomas. But what you can see is that we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have special training or special programs.
He just embraced the place, the whole place that he's working in.
That's right. We gave him the opportunity to earn a job, and he does a great job.
He stepped up.
We've seen lots of examples like that, where people come and they work and they blossom simply because they have the opportunity to get a job.
Yeah, people, any kind of people with abilities or not, normal people, whatever you want to define it, they want an opportunity to do something. And when they are given an opportunity to do something, they will probably prosper if it's the right place for them, I think, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So are you, I think, a $10 million company now selling socks?
Well, we're not quite at that volume yet, but cumulatively we are. We had 2 really great years. Then we had a really bad year that, almost ended in bankruptcy. But then we found our strategic partner during 2020. We stabilized, even though there was the pandemic going on. Last year, we grew by 47%. So we're growing steadily. We're we'll call it a multi-million-dollar firm right now.
Cool, awesome. Are you planning to? You are now doing only socks. Are you planning to keep on doing your specialties, which is socks, or do you think that maybe in the near future or the far future you have some potential to do other things for the company?
So this year, part of what we're doing, we have a lot of ideas all the time. And if you got too many ideas, you try to do too much, you get nothing done.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This year we're very focused. We're growing our B2B business, our business to business. We making custom socks and gift packages. We have a charity fundraising program. So we work with other businesses and nonprofits. We're also entering the wholesale channel. So, we are now producing our own socks and have our own line of socks. Developing the capabilities to handle that. And we want to be shipping by the 4th quarter. Well, we're already selling through Zappos. Macy's is going to carry us online. And Kohl's department stores here in the U.S., they're going to put us in 856 stores in the 4th quarter. So we're going to greatly expand our business.
That's amazing,
the wholesale channel.
Yeah, that's amazing. So do you deliver internationally or just within the US?
We ship around the world. So we've shipped to 88 different countries. We have shipped to Jordan. But, the truth is, it's not a great arrangement because the shipping can be expensive and can be hard to track. So our overseas shipping are about 5% of our business.
I can completely understand because shipping outside of any country is more expensive than shipping within it.
Yes, and our products are relatively inexpensive. So the shipping cost can be a high percentage of the total order cost.
Exactly. So what would you say for people who are listening, for people who want to be entrepreneurs or people with abilities, what would you say one takeaway for them if they want to be business owners or entrepreneurs? What should they do?
Well, one thing is just go do it. Stop coming up
Exactly.
with all the reasons why not to take action and find ways to take action. Don't make excuses for why you can't get started. And my advice is know what you're about and believe in that. Know what your purpose is. Know what your values are and make sure you follow those. Do you have advice, John?
I do that. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, work hard so you can do.
Exactly. Follow your dreams and work hard to achieve them. That's a right way to put it. So where can people get in touch with you, Mark and John? What's your website?
Where's the website, John?
It's johnscrazysocks.com.
JohnsCrazySocks.com. Plus, we're on every social media platform, particularly Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. John loves doing his TikTok.
Yeah,
right?
I saw the TikTok. Oh, it's amazing.
And
great job there.
And we now have a podcast. We're not really competition for you, Hussein. We have the Spreading Happiness podcast with John and Mark. It's 30 minutes a week, just designed to make you feel good, right? We catch you up on what's going on with John, tell some jokes, share some good news stories, let you know an update on John's love life.
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend? Are you getting married? Which one is it? Because there is a big difference.
He's got a girlfriend. Let's not push the marriage too hard. That makes his mom's head spin.
How old are you now, John?
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're on a good age to get married.
He's a man about town. We're saying in some parts of the world, people learn to play the guitar. Guys learn to play the guitar so they can meet women. John started a sock company.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have different success stories, and this one is one of the best I have seen so far.
We've been very fortunate.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Mark and John, for being here today with me in this episode of The Success Grid.
Thank you so much, Hussein.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Success Grid. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you found value in the show, rate and leave a review on iTunes. For more resources, visit successgrid.net. Until next time.